What's up, everybody? It's Phil from Zaid Comics, writer and co-creator of Magic Cop, which is live right now on Indiegogo. We're going to look at it for a second, and just one half of the two best-looking brothers in all of comics. Today we are going to talk about the finale of the Punk Mambo series, Punk Mambo number 5, this little mini-series that Valiant has been putting out. But quickly, I want to talk about my book, Magic Cop. So yeah, Magic Cop, we are down to 15 days left to the campaign, and we're 92%. That is amazing, and I can't wait to get this into everyone's hands. So check it out, Magic Cop. It is a 80s crime fantasy, as you could see with this awesome cover by Pablo Romero. Werewolves, mermaids, wizards, witches, all that magical stuff in this 80s world. And yeah, check it out. So we're going to go on to Punk Mambo number 5. Now, I have reviewed the rest of the miniseries, so if you haven't seen issue 1 through 4, check those out. You can find them on this channel here. But this is the final one. We're wrapping up this story arc. Cullen Bunn and Adam Gorin going at this. Of course, the amazing Dan Brereton doing these beautiful covers. They also had some David Mack variants. They would usually be back here on this little synopsis of who Punk Mambo is, which I really dig. If you've seen my other videos, I talk about how I dig it. So yeah, this is the finale. Starting off here with Uncle Gunnysack and the main bad guy here, Azir is the main bad guy. I mean, Uncle Gunnysack's such a cool design. I love him. But this Azir guy is basically a voodoo god now. He has taken over the powers of voodoo, and Punk Mambo and Joseph have to go in and wreck house. And I love how Punk Mambo uses her magic, kind of like using the flame of the cigarette as a relic to rip these guys to shreds. Really cool how, I don't know who would be deciding how to do this. Maybe it's the artist, maybe it's the writer, but really cool ways of using magic in this little mini series. And they both go at Uncle Gunnysack. You know, Uncle Gunnysack, we thought he was the main bad guy from issue 1, but no, he's working with Azir. And Punk Mambo ripping Gunnysack's soul, basically his essence, out of this body that he was possessed, and we see that it's a normal human reverting back to itself. And before she could banish him, Uncle Gunnysack rips her astral form out of her and gets sucked into Azir. And this is where we get this this awesome, like, double page spread, very Steve Ditko-esque, going back to the Doctor Strange days of Ditko, where Gunnysack and Punk Mambo are wrestling through this astral plane. You know, really, really cool. It just shows, it's a callback to Ditko and his astral plane. We see the other Loa, and, you know, even the whole council. We got Barry Samedi down here. And yeah, she's fighting for her life, and they're basically saying she's stubborn. She needs to get past some things. And this is kind of like your hero's journey part of the story, where she's being ridiculed by these other Loa and saying that she needs to better herself and not think so selfishly, because she is part of a bigger picture here. Really awesome art. And Joseph is, you know, finds himself kind of going up against this voodoo god and doesn't know what to do. And Punk Mambo, she punches out of his mouth. Really, really cool use of this long panel, and jumps out blood everywhere out of his mouth. The way Adam is drawing this blood, and the colorist is coloring it, is really kick-ass. Releasing all of the other Loa here, and basically defeating Azir, ripping all the powers of the voodoo gods out of him, leaving him what he was before. And that kind of wraps up the story here with this arc pretty straightforward. Of course, Punk Mambo, she's like John Constantine, so she never hangs around people for too long. But I thought at the end here, when her Loa, that she was friends with in the first issue and kind of brought about the whole reason that Punk Mambo wanted to get into this little journey to save her buddy, which is this pink guy here. I think they call him just N, what she calls him, but she tells him to saw it off. She doesn't want to be around her anymore. And I feel like it defeats the purpose of the story, because her main motivation was to go get her Loa back, because it seemed like they were buddies. You know, the absence of this character through the series or through the other issues um, kind of doesn't pay off for this ending where she's just like, oh, screw you, I don't need you anymore, I'm just going to go and move along. And then here we have, I forgot, Lavu. Yeah, Madame Lavu. Um, she's telling her that Punk Mambo and her are bound together now. So it's setting up for another adventure. And I wanted to point out in this scene specifically, on this third panel right here, uh, this is an expression of content, right? There's not a lot of emotion that Adam poured into this panel of Punk Mambo, but the dialogue conveys an anger. She's telling um, Madame Lavu off, and you don't get that from the panel. You only get it through the dialogue. And this is a reason I would, implore writers who are writing comics to try to write more of the lines of a full script, because this is telling of the relationship between the writer and the artist, that they weren't going off full script. So say that for this page, whatever page this is, page 22, um, the writer is saying, oh, we need, 6 panels that are a conversation between this character and Punk Mambo, and then the artist doesn't really know what expressions to put on these characters' face. So you get that disconnect between dialogue and art. So, but you look at a book like, anything that Alan Moore writes is full script, and the artist knows exactly what these characters are saying and how to make the expressions on their face. So that's why I always implore new comic writers, and I always try to do this in my comic writing, is set your mood with your characters and know what they're going to be saying in each panel, so the artist has an easier time capturing that on camera, I should say, or in these panels. So the last page here we have Mama Brigitte, and she's cooking up some meanness. Says that she has, this big master plan for Punk Mambo, and she's working with the other Loa, like this big, like the gods of voodoo. And seemingly this was all in their plan. Kind of a twist at the end that we didn't see coming at all. I don't think Brigitte had any dialogue throughout this whole series. Really cool splash page. Awesome way to end this. And, it ends it on a cliffhanger. So this is a full arc, but there is room where they want to go, and that is entailed by the final words on the page. Punk Mambo will, in fact, return. Brigitte is the wife of Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi being the voodoo god of death, featured by the Skull and the Snake a lot. He was in James Bond's Living Let Die. Baron Samedi was a character in there. He was also in GoldenEye 007, the game. He's a really cool character, and Brigitte, she looks really badass too, but looking evil here, and I'm glad that they're gonna go somewhere with this character, because they haven't really in the past. I think she had one other miniseries, and I really dig Punk Mambo. I love the creativity of whoever is making the decisions on the abilities she has and how she's kicking ass, doing a lot of voodoo magic. Really, really cool. I love seeing this Constantine-esque character in this other universe that I'm not familiar with because I've never really picked up Valiant comics. So pick this up. Let me know what you think. I'm sure they'll put out a trade, so pick it up in there. I would recommend it because it is a step away from Marvel and DC, and it was a cool story. There was, you know, some parts that missed for me, like her relationship with Deloa. We didn't really see why it was so strong in the beginning, for her to go on this journey, and how it is kind of wrecked at the end. I didn't really understand that, but the journey was cool. It was fun. I like the characters, and I love the voodoo pantheon aspect. Looks like we're going to get a little bit more of that in the next miniseries or whatever they want to do with this character. I hope if whatever they do, they keep the cover artist, and the whole team was really rocking it. So let me know what you think of this art and the character down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do a lot of live streams, so hit that bell for notifications so you know when we are going live. And check out Magic Cop. If you're digging this magic, you're going to love Magic Cop. It's a blast from the past, super 80s. And head on to zaidcomics.com to sign up for our mailing list for some secret tiers on our Magic Cop campaign. And we will see you later.